And with that, we're ready to get this game under the way. The tip is controlled by Lawrence Central. They're wearing the green uniforms tonight. The Royals in their home whites. And we'll reset those lineups for you in just a minute. But right now, Royals will be in a man-to-man look as the Bears send it around the corner. The shot up and good no by LaRavia. And the rebound can't be controlled by Matt Harris, and the ball will belong to the Bears. Once again, the starting lineups for the Bears at guards, Nigel Pack, Dwight Looney, and Travis Upshaw. That is Looney with the basketball. He'll give it to Pack. He'll drive right side, kick it out as Majak is in the middle for Hamilton Southeastern, kind of playing a man-to-man but guarding that rim. Here is a shot just inside the arc. Shot no good by Pack. Ball's chased down by Hooks. He throws it out, but right into the hands of Pack. Pack tried to send it down into the low block to Travis Upshaw, but Grubbs is able to knock it out of bounds, and the ball will stay in the hands of the Bears. Just underway in the junior varsity contest. Glad to have you along. I'm Brian Scott as we bring you Royals basketball on Audio Sports Online. Here's a shot from the three. That's off the iron. No good. Ball remains in control. Well, Majak was able to grab a hold of the basketball, and he will hand it off to Josh Fugate, who gets the start at guard for Coach Dave Merica. He is joined by Matt Harris to land hooks. That's Majak. They tried to get it low, but it's poked away, and the ball will be tied up with Majak and Nigel Pack, and the possession arrow will keep the ball into the hands of Hamilton Southeastern. So it is Fugate, Harris, and Hooks, the guards, Grubbs, the forward, and the 7'1" freshman Majbor Majak at center as they will throw the ball into the back court. And Matt Harris will bring it into the front court, guarded closely by Dwight Looney. He'll give it to Hooks as the Bears start in a man-to-man. There's Matt Harris with a bit of a ball fake. Gives it right side. Ball stolen away. Taking it and laying it up off the glass is Nigel Peck. Gets the steal. And the first points of the basketball game belong to Lawrence Central as they lead 2-0 with 5:24 left to go in this opening quarter of play. Chris Grubbs going one-on-one. He'll kick it left side to Fugate. He'll launch the three from the corner. That's short, and Grubbs can't get it, but Fugate chases the loose ball down. Matt Harris's three from the right wing is no good. Tries to get the long rebound, but Pack will get it for the Bears. It will take it. This is Looney, His layup is short, and Grubbs has the rebound for Southeastern. Right side to Fugate. In the lane, kicks it left side to Hooks. Hooks thought about giving it to Harris, lost the handle briefly. He's guarded closely by Jake LaRavia. Royals looking for their first point. Hooks drives through the lane, and no foul, but they will say the ball went off of a Bear, so the Royals will retain possession down 2-0 with 4:45 left to go in this first quarter. Majak over to Harris as the Bears stay in a very tight man-to-man. Now they get the big man in the low blocks. Double team comes, and now it's stolen away. This is Upshaw. He'll take it, and he will lay it up and in. Travis Upshaw with the bucket, and the Bears lead 4-0. Grubbs pull-up jumper from the baseline is up and good. And first points for the Royals come off of Chris Grubbs, and they trim the deficit to 2 at 4-2 as we've played almost 3 minutes here in this first quarter. And now a whistle as making the move was Nigel Peck. He's bodied up by Matt Harris. Harris will be called for his first personal, team first here in this first half. 4-2, Bears lead, and inbounding from the baseline will be Jake LaRavia. As right now, Mabor Majak, don't know if he is bleeding from somewhere, but they have brought him over to the sideline where the trainers will take a look at the big man, evidently a scrape on his knee. And right now, Coach Dave Merica will bring in Bradley Beeman while they tend to the big man on the sideline. So Beeman in for Majak, a smaller lineup for Coach Dave Merica. Nice inbound play. They find down low coming in and getting the bucket was Noah Jordan. Jordan gets the bucket, and he'll get the and one as the foul's call on the play. Chris Grubbs with his first, team second. And heading to the line Noah Jordan. Jordan gets the and one. He has 3 points, and it's a 4-point lead. Or 5-point lead, I should say, after the made free throw, 7-2, as we have 4 minutes. Here's Chris Grubbs on a nice feed from Josh Fugate. And Fugate feeds Grubbs. Grubbs has all 4 of the Royals' points, and it is now a 3-point deficit. 3:47 left to go, opening quarter. Driving right side, this is Pack, kicks it out. Upshaw's shot from baseline inside the arc is up and good. Travis Upshaw with 4 points for the Bears. 9-4, Lawrence Central with the lead. Pressure comes. They try to trap, but they get the ball in the hands of Beeman. Beeman to Grubbs. Right side to Fugate. Fugate takes it right to the hole. Tries to kick it out, but it's stolen away by Travis Upshaw. Good hands by Lawrence Central there. They'll take it all the way. A little runner is no good in the lane by Upshaw, I believe. Or no, Noah Jordan, but Nigel Peck will get the loose ball and the bucket and extend the lead to 7 as we approach the 3-minute mark left to go, first quarter of play. 11-4. Here is DeLand Hooks. He's bumped, gets the shot off, doesn't get the roll. There's Chris Grubbs flying for the rebound. He gives it to Fugate. Fugate right side to Harris. Officials letting both teams play through some contact. Here's Grubbs top. He will pop the 3, and he will nail it. Chris Grubbs has all 7 of the Royals' points, and the Royals trail by 4 with 2:31 left to go in this first quarter of play. Nigel Pack with the basketball as they have taken Mabor Majak. He is waiting to check in along with Cole Hornbuckle. Here's a little floater in the lane, up and good by Dwight Looney. So the Bears getting to the basket, getting points. They lead 13-7. Here's Chris Grubbs, who has all 7 Royals points. He gives it to DeLand Hooks, top of the key. Very tight man-to-man, and now we'll have a timeout called as Coach Dave Merrick will call a timeout with 1:58 left to go. And it will be a full timeout. So with 1:58 left to go in the opening quarter, Hamilton Southeastern trails Lawrence Central by the score of 13-7. I'm Brian Scott. Glad you could join me for Southeastern basketball tonight. JV action, varsity to follow as the Royals will play a pair of games against Metropolitan Conference foes. They will host Lawrence Central tonight before heading to Warren Central tomorrow night to face, going into tonight, the undefeated Warren Central Warriors. Warren Central 7-0 coming in tonight. I believe they are ranked 13th in the Class 4A poll. We'll talk more about that during the varsity game, but a big basketball game tomorrow night, and we will also talk as we prepare for the varsity game about the Royals' big week last week between the Christmas and New Year's holidays. They went up to Huntington and came away the champions in the tournament up there. We'll talk more about that during the varsity game. Mabor Majak, he's gotten taped up. He is back in. He'll be joined by Chris Grubbs, Cole Hornbuckle, Matt Harris, and Bradley Beeman. Those are the 5 on the court for Coach Dave Merrick. Royals trail 13-7, all 7 of Southeastern's points via Chris Grubbs as Bradley Beeman gets the basketball, and he gets it into the front court right side. This is Cole Hornbuckle with the basketball, left side to Matt Harris. Harris, right side back to Beeman, over to Hornbuckle, lobs it into Majak. Double team comes, he'll kick it out to Beeman. Beeman shoots the 3, and Bradley Beeman nails the 3 on a nice little bit of inside out, but Lawrence Central quickly back the other way. Here is a shot, 3 ball from the corner. Shot no good by Nigel Peck. And as we get the rebound, we'll have a foul called against Dwight Looney, his first, team first against Lawrence Central. Michael Turman will come in for Coach Spencer Calhoun. He'll come in for Dwight Looney, who picked up that personal foul. Xavier Del Rio also in for the Bears as they set up again. Very tight pressure, and now they'll back up and allow Harris to get it across the timeline into the front court to Beeman. Royals trail 13-10, 1:17 left to go first quarter. This is Chris Grubbs. He has 7 of the 10 points. They lob it to Majak. Majak back to Grubbs. Grubbs for three, and he's tied it with a three. A couple of nice passes from the big man down in the low blocks. The double team came, found the open man, and it results in a pair of threes, and that's tied this game up at 13 as we're under a minute left in the first quarter. Left side, this is Eric Edwards. His three is well short, and the ball goes out of bounds off of Xavier Del Real, and it'll belong to Hamilton Southeastern with 48 seconds left. We're tied at 13, a pair of threes. As they got the ball down to Majak, the double team came. He found the open men, and that's allowed Hamilton Southeastern to tie this game. Now they look to take their first lead. They get it down low. Cole Hohenbuckle underneath. He's met by a whole host of green-shirted Bears, and he will draw the foul. Foul will be against Michael Turman, and they're going to say that it was. They're going to say he was not in the act of shooting. And the official giving Coach Dave Merrick the explanation that it was simply a head fake, no shot. And so everybody was set for the free throws, but they'll put it out on the baseline, and the Royals have the basketball. Tied at 13. There's Grubbs from the elbow. He'll kick it back out to Matt Harris. 27 seconds left. Beeman with the basketball. He'll lob it to Majak at the right elbow. Majak, one bounce out to Harris. Nice ball fake. Looked for the three, finds Grubbs. Grubbs lays it up off the glass. And Chris Grubbs gives the Royals their first lead at 15-13 with 10 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 6 seconds left. Bears not real paying attention to the clock. Now they're forced to take a long-range three, and they nail it from Eric Edwards. Edwards with the three. That gives the Bears a 16-15 lead as we head to second quarter. We'll be back in just a moment. This is Royals basketball on ASO. Back at Hamilton Southeastern High School, where we're ready for second quarter action. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for joining me tonight on Audio Sports Online. Royals trail 16-15 as Eric Edwards' three, as the buzzer went off, gave the Bears the lead to go into the second quarter after the Royals, who had trailed, hit a couple of big threes, managed to take the lead briefly, but they trail by one. Chris Grubbs, 12 of the 15 Hamilton Southeastern points in that first quarter, and they trail by one as the Bears will have the basketball to begin quarter number two. We'll give you the lineups in just a second. As Southeastern will play a zone to begin the second quarter. Bears drive it in. Three ball from the right wing. That's a little long by Nigel Pack, but the Bears get the rebound. They'll throw it out, and saving it from going out of bounds was Xavier Del Real, but his toss back over to Nigel Peck ends up out of bounds, and the turnover will give the ball back to Southeastern. It'll be Matt Harris, Bradley Beeman, Chris Grubbs, Mabor Majak, and DeLand Hooks. Those were the five out there at the end of the first. Here's a steal. They'll give it over, and getting the basket will be Travis Upshaw off of the Eric Edwards steal. Upshaw with 6 points now, and the lead's back to three for Lawrence Central. Here's Bradley Beeman with the basketball. Balanced scoring for the Bears in that first quarter as Beeman launches a three, and he will nail it. Bradley Beeman with his second three-point basket ties it at 18. We've played a minute here in quarter number two, and we are tied at 18. As Xavier Del Real sends the ball over to Upshaw. Upshaw back to Del Real as the Royals stay in the zone, and almost stolen away by Chris Grubbs. And matter of fact, it'll go off of Grubbs out of bounds, and will stay with the Bears. Matt Harris will take a seat. Josh Fugate into the lineup as Spencer Calhoun will bring back his starters, Jake Laravia and Dwight Looney. Balanced scoring, as I mentioned, for the Bears in that first quarter with Travis Upshaw, Nigel Peck, 4 points each. Eric Edwards and Noah Jordan, 3 points each. Bears with that 1 3-point basket in that first quarter. That's what gave them the lead. Royals will stay in this 2-3 zone. Laravia with the basketball. Picks up his dribble, gives it to Dwight Looney, right side. To Peck, back to Looney. He'll launch the three from the left wing, and he will nail it. Dwight Looney with 5 points. Once again, a 3-point lead for Lawrence Central at 21-18, and 5:15 left to go in the first half. Beeman to Grubbs. Grubbs with 12 points in that first quarter, including a couple of big threes. Here's Beeman, who has 2 threes on the night. He has his pass stolen by Peck. Peck loses it. Majak on the floor, as is Edwards. They finally get the ball into the hands of Noah Jordan. It is still loose. Cole Hornbuckle has it, and finally whistle sound, and the held ball will have the possession arrow favoring Hamilton Southeastern. A lot of bodies on the floor. Southeastern comes away with the basketball. Donovan Wright will now come in for Coach Spencer Calhoun. He'll take over for Nigel Pack, who has 4 points for the Bears. Bears lead by 3, 21-18. Grubbs looking to inbound, and he tries to get it to Josh Fugate, poked away by Wright, who just entered the game. And now Grubbs will inbound from the baseline. Grubbs looks, find Majak. Majak will give it back to Grubbs. Grubbs into the front court, drives, spins in the lane, blocked from behind by Noah Jordan. But a whistle and a foul. They called the foul on Noah Jordan. That's his first. Team foul number 3. DeLynn Hooks back in. Cole Hornbuckle will take a seat. Fugate, he finds Grubbs on a nice find on a good inbound play. Grubbs with 14 points. And the Royals trail by 1 at 21-20. Good-looking inbounds play, and the Royals capitalize on it. Here's a 3 launched and nailed by Jake Laravia from the left wing, and it puts the Bears lead to 4. And now a steal. Coming back the other way is Laravia, shot just in front of the free throw line. And Laravia, 5 quick points. That extends the lead to 6 at 26-20 as we approach the 4-minute mark left to go in quarter number 2. And now a whistle and a foul is going to be called. Very, very pressing. Looney will be called for the personal, his second, the 4th team foul, and he'll have to depart. And Travis Rogers will come in. Matt Harris will come in for Coach Dave Marica. He'll take over for Bradley Beeman, who leaves with a pair of threes. 26-20, that's our score as the Royals have the basketball. Harris has it stolen away by Eric Edwards. Edwards takes it. Might have taken an extra step, no call, and the missed shot does end up in the hands of the Bears. 26-20, that's our score. Pressure by Majak. Big man out. Now he tries to get back down low once again. Long range 3 by Laravia. That's a little short, and Majak has the rebound. Right side, this is Chris Grubbs. Drives in the lane, whistled, and a foul called. This will be team foul number 5. Donovan Wright with the personal and the 5th team foul. Here's Chris Grubbs. He's down low, gets the bucket, and 1. Donovan Wright will be called for the personal. That's his second, the 6th team foul. And Chris Grubbs, who now has 16 points and gets the roll as the ball hits back iron. And that'll make it a 26-23 game. Nigel Pack back in, and Donovan Wright didn't spend much time on the court before he picked up a couple of personal fouls. He'll have to sit. Pack comes in. He had 4 points in that first quarter. Bears lead by 3 with 3:11 left to go in this first half of play. Picking the ball up is Edwards. He'll go right side. This is Rogers. Back up top, Jake LaRavia. Left side to Edwards once again as they try to get it down low. Edwards said the shot blocked by Majak, but the whistle had sounded, and the foul is going to be called, I believe, against Josh Fugate. That's his first, only the third team foul for the Royals. They had a pair of fouls in that first quarter, but this is their first foul here in the second quarter. So only 3 team fouls. Next Bear foul will put the Royals at the line in the 1-and-1. Edwards, little right-hand runner in the lane. That's no good. Grubbs has the rebound. Royals trail by 3 with 2:34 left to go first half, and Grubbs' pass, little hot, and poked away. And they're actually going to get the foul because it looked like the ball went right off of the forehead of Josh Fugate, but Travis Rogers is hit with a foul, and that's the 7th foul against the Bears, and Josh Fugate will head to the line. Fugate at the line with a 1-on-1 in effect. Josh hits the first free throw. He'll get the bonus. Travis Upshaw will re-enter the lineup for the Bears. He'll take over for Travis Rogers. Meanwhile, Fugate at the line for one more free throw. And Majak is, once again, they're sending him to the sideline because he's got blood on him. So Majak has been, he's going to have to go to the locker room to change. In the meantime, Coach America will bring Brandon Miller off the bench as Mabor Majak is going to have to go to the locker room. The officials noticed some blood on his uniform. They want that cleared up, so Majak heads to the locker room, and Fugate, he's still at the free throw line to get the bonus. And he does as that one rolls in. Fugate with his first 2 points, and it's a 26-25 Bear lead. Down low, they get it into the post and send it out to the wing. 3 by Edwards is no good. Getting the rebound was Noah Jordan. It's blocked, and the ball still loose, ping-ponged around. Finally in the hands of Nigel Pack. His step-back jumper, that's no good. Ball tapped out. Pack gets the rebound. Nobody came to guard him, so Pack just stepped up and nailed a 3. And now on the inbound, a quick foul by Jake LaRavia, and we're going to go to the other end for more free throws. So Jake LaRavia with his first personal, but fouled on the inbound, so we're going to go to the other end of the court and shoot some free throws, and Josh Fugate, who just made 2, is back there again. He nails the first one, he'll get the bonus. Royals perfect from the free throw line so far, 4 for 4. Second free throw is up. That one is also good. And Fugate has hit all 4 of his free throws. The Bears, though, quickly down the other end of the court. Shot no good. Rebounded by Noah Jordan off the LaRavia miss, and we'll have a whistle and a foul. And this time Fugate will pick up foul number 2. And it'll be the 4th team foul against the Royals. So Noah Jordan at the line shooting a pair. He hits that. Jordan had 3 points in the first quarter. That free throw makes it 4. He has also been the only Bear to make a trip to the free throw line. He hit his first free throw in the first quarter. And this one, though, rims out as Grubbs has the rebound. So He's now 2 of 3. Long outlet pass to Fugate. Fugate finds Brandon Miller driving the lane. Miller's layup is no good, but a whistle and a foul, and more free throws on the way. And his foul's going to go against Noah Jordan. His second. 19th foul against the Bears. And DeLynn Hooks can't get that one to drop. And Mabor Majaki's gotten his uniform all cleaned up. He is back out onto the court. He'll take over for Brandon Miller. Meanwhile, DeLynn missed the first free throw. Second one on the way. That one rims out no good. And Edwards has the rebound. He sends it up the court. Nice little find. And missing the dunk was Noah Jordan. Pull-up jumper there is no good by Travis Upshaw. And Majak comes away with a rebound. Grubbs might have had a bit to do with that missed dunk. He was coming from behind. 30-27, the Bears lead. 1:22 left to go in this first half of play as Hooks picks up his dribble now, looking for somebody. Throws it away. Here comes Edwards. He's going to be fouled from behind by Matt Harris. Harris was cutting the other way when Hooks when Hooks tried to pass that ball. And now it's going to put Edwards at the line. Shooting a pair. Misses the first one. Bradley Beeman comes in. He'll take over for DeLynn Hooks. And coming in is Michael Turman. He will take over for Noah Jordan. Second free throw is up and good. And it is stolen away as Edwards, they finally get the ball into the hands of Upshaw. Here's a long-range three. Laravia shot, no good. And the ball goes out of bounds, and they'll say it went off of a Bear. So it'll belong to Southeastern, who trails by 4. Exactly 60 seconds left on the clock. And they get it into Grubbs. Grubbs quickly into the front court. Chris lobs it up to Majak a little too high. And it comes into the hands of Eric Edwards as the Bears push it. They try to feed it. Grubbs with the hands, but a nice save by Nigel Pack. They'll send it out. This is Edwards, right side to Pack once again, guarded by Harris up to Laravia. 39 seconds, 31-27. The Bears with the lead in the basketball. They get a high ball screen. Pack tries to get around. Still looking to get around. Good defense by Matt Harris, and he's forced to send it back out top. 22 seconds remain in the half. Driving Edwards left side down the lane, and Eric Edwards has the bucket. He has 6 points, and it is a 6-point lead for the Bears with 8 seconds left to go. 6, 5, Chris Grubbs with the basketball. 4, drives down the lane, lays it up, and lays it in. Grubbs with the basket, three-quarter shot heaved, and it's no good. And that's the end of the first half of play. Our score from Hamilton Southeastern High School. The Royals trail the Bears 33-29. This is Hamilton Southeastern basketball on Audio Sports Online. Halftime at Hamlin Southeastern as we get ready to begin the second half, and the Royals trail the Bears of Lawrence Central by the score 33-29. I'm Brian Scott. Let's take a quick look at some halftime statistics. Leading all scorers with 19 points in that first half was Chris Grubbs. 6 points from Bradley Beeman, 4 points from Josh Fugate, and that is the extent of the scoring for the Royals in that first half. Meanwhile, a balanced attack by the Bears. It was led by 7 points from Nigel Pack, 6 points each from Eric Edwards and Travis Upshaw, 5 points each from Jake LaRavia and Dwight Looney, 4 points from Noah Jordan. So the Bears very aggressive defensively, lots of quick hands, and right now it was a very, very late appearance by the squad as Coach Dave Marica kept him in the locker room a little longer, I'm sure, talking about some of the things they saw in that first half, especially some of the defense employed by the Bears. Again, very, very aggressive, quick hands. That led to several turnovers and several easy basket chances. If it wasn't for Chris Grubbs, especially with his 12 points in the first quarter, Royals could really be down in this one. But we'll start the second half the same way we started the first half for Coach Dave Marica. It will be Fugate, Harris, Hooks in the backcourt, Grubbs and Majak the front court, and for Coach Spencer Calhoun of the Bears, as they will start with the basketball in the second half. It'll be LaRavia, Upshaw, Jordan, Looney, and Pack. Those are the starting five that he had to begin the game. They'll start the second half, and here's a three, top of the key, shot no good, and rebounded by DeLynn Hooks as Pack's three ball is no good, and the Royals have the basketball looking to cut into a 4-point Bear lead. Harris with the basketball left side to Majak. Majak drives. One dribble, and he'll have to give it up to Fugate. Fugate tries to give it back, poked away, but back in the hands of Fugate. Harris fakes the three, and will send it out to Grubbs. Man-to-man defense has been employed the entire game by Lawrence Central. We saw a little bit of zone out of the Royals at times, but primarily man-to-man as well for Southeastern. As Hooks gives it to Fugate. Fugate drives, tries to bounce it to Majak, kept it low. Fugate was able to go down and get the basketball, and he sends it out to Hooks, poked away by Jake LaRavia, and the ball will stay in the hands of Southeastern as we've played 57 seconds of this third quarter, and we are at the same score we ended the first half with, 33-29 in favor of the Bears. Varsity game to follow. Southeastern 10-1 entering tonight's game. A long pass over the head of Fugate, but there was Chris Grubbs to pick up the basketball. Grubbs lobs it to Majak. Majak pounds the basketball, goes underneath, and Mabor will earn a trip to the free throw line as he was fouled. First foul of the second half for the Bears. And Noah Jordan with his second personal foul, first team foul, and Majak at the line, and he easily cans the first free throw. Royals were 5 of 7 from the free throw line in that first half. Second free throw is good as Mabor sinks them both. He has his first 2 points, and it's a 2-point deficit for Southeastern at 33-31, and 5:39 left to go in the third quarter. Driving, this is Dwight Looney, gets underneath, tries to get it over Majak, leaves it short, and Fugate's able to come away with the loose ball. Josh left side, Matt Harris over to Chris Grubbs. Looks for the screen, drives right side, down the lane, no whistle, and the ball will go out of bounds, and they'll say it went off of a Bear, so the Royals will keep possession of the basketball. 33-31, that's our score. 5:16 left to go, third quarter. Warriors, or the Royals and the Bears. The Warriors will be the Royals' opponent tomorrow night down at Warren Central. Fugate from the baseline lobs it over the head of Grubbs and into the hands of Upshaw. Upshaw, runner in the lane off the glass, is up and good. Travis Upshaw with 8 points. And the turnover leads to an easy basket, and leads back to 4 for the Bears as we hit 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Here's Grubbs, pull-up jumper on the way, leaves it short. Majak fights for the rebound, and he will get it in the corner. He'll send it out to Grubbs, stolen away almost, but Fugate has it. He'll find Harris, 3 ball on the way. That's off the back rim, no good, and comes into the hands of Dwight Looney. Looney outlets to Upshaw. His shot up and good over the outstretched hands of Matt Harris. Upshaw now at double figures with 10 points. And the lead's up to 6 for the Bears. Grubbs almost loses it, but Hooks finds that he tries to lay it over to Harris. They're trying to post up Majak down low, but the ball goes in the hands of Fugate, who finds Chris Grubbs. Grubbs through the lane, scoop layup, no good. Ball's loose on the floor and into the hands of the Bears. Bears outlet pass underneath. They find Pack. He misses the easy layup, and unfortunately, DeLynn Hooks couldn't come away with the loose ball on the rebound, and the ball will stay in the hands of the Bears as it went off of Hooks. Substitutions as Bradley Beeman and Cole Hornbuckle will come in. They'll be in for DeLynn Hooks and Josh Fugate. 37-31, the Bears with the lead in the basketball, and 4:01 remaining on the clock here in the third quarter. This is Pack with the basketball as we're going to get a foul called on Mabor Majak. They'll call him for the block. That's Mabor's first, team foul number 2 here in the second half. Jake Laravia will inbound from the baseline for the Bears. As keeping a sharp eye on uniforms in this first half, we've noticed. One official in particular, and a nice denial of the entry pass by Majak as they were trying to get it over to Noah Jordan, and the big 7'1" freshman just simply knocked the ball away, and Laravia will have to inbound again. He's looking. He'll lob it out, and he will find Dwight Looney. Looney back to Laravia. Laravia working on Matt Harris, gives it over to Travis Upshaw. Upshaw with a basketball. He will get it back to Laravia. Laravia will pull up, jumper left to the free throw line, and Jake Laravia has 7 points, and it's a 7-point lead, or an 8-point lead, for the Bears with 3:29 left to go third quarter. 39-31, that's our score. Royals just a pair of Majak free throws here in this third quarter. That's their only points. Here's a three by Bradley Beeman, and Beeman with his third three-point basket of the night, and now a timeout. Will be a 30-second timeout called by Dave Marica as Bradley Beeman hits his third three-point basket. He's hit one in each quarter. And that makes it a 39-34 game with 3:14 left to go in this third quarter. I'm Brian Scott. Glad you could join us tonight for Royals basketball on Audio Sports Online. Varsity game to follow on a cold, cold January night in central Indiana, but things will be heating up here at the home of the Royals here as we get ready for varsity action. Out of the timeout, it will be Beeman, Hornbuckle, Matt Harris, Chris Grubbs, and Mabor Majak. Laravia is joined by Looney, Pack, Noah Jordan. As here's a shot just from the free throw line, no good by Looney. Majak with a rebound. Beeman around a Majak screen, sends it over to Grubbs. Grubbs has the ball poked away, but in the hands of Beeman. Beeman finds Majak, and Majak's going to be hacked from behind. As coming back was Noah Jordan. I believe that'll be foul number 3. That will be his third. Second team foul against the Bears. And Majak, who is 2 for 2 from the free throw line, is back out there again for 2 more. He calmly cans the first. Harris will depart, and Fugate will return. Some substitutions now as both Jordan and Looney depart for the Bears, and Eric Edwards and Michael Turman are in for Coach Spencer Calhoun. Meanwhile, Mabor with one more free throw. He calmly has hit all 4 of his free throws in this contest, and it's a 3-point game in favor of the Bears, who have the basketball. Upshaw Left side to Edwards. Long range three from Laravia. That's no good. And Hornbuckle has the rebound for Southeastern. Right side, Beeman has his three blocked by Nigel Pack, who was quickly out to contest the three and managed to get the basketball. Laravia will depart, and Xavier Del Real will enter the lineup for the Bears. 39-36 in favor of Lawrence Central. 2:30 left to go in the third quarter. Southeastern with the basketball. Fugate drives, leaves it for Majak. Majak left side, three by Hornbuckle, partially blocked and tipped back in. Fugate gets it to Majak. Majak throws it up, and he's going to be hacked as three green-clad Bears surrounded him. Xavier Del Real will be hit with a personal 13 foul against the Bears. And once again, Mbor Majak, who is 4 for 4 from the free throw line, they get 5 for 5, and he has one more on the way. Besides a Bradley Beeman three, the big man has been the extent of the scoring for the Royals, and it's all been from the charity stripe, where he is a perfect 6 for 6 now. And that cuts the deficit to 1 at 39-38 with 2:15 left to go in this third quarter of play. Right side, this is Eric Edwards with the basketball, looking to get a screen. Drives, lays it off. Here's the shot from the right elbow. That shot's no good, and Grubbs has the rebound for Southeastern. Takes it in the lane, but a whistle will stop play as the foul occurred on the floor. Travis Upshaw with his fourth team foul against the Bears, and Grubbs will take it out of bounds from the far sideline across the way. A minute 59 left to go third quarter, 39-38. Royals could get their first lead since the first quarter. And the ball's loose and tapped back into the Bears. Here's Pack. He will wait for his teammates. He'll find Edwards. Edwards will drive the lane, put the shot up. And it'll be partially blocked, but a whistle will stop play and a foul will be called. And they're going to get Majak, and they'll say it was a non-shooting foul. Well, he pointed to the sideline like it was going to go out, but now they're going to put Edwards at the line. Eric Edwards is 1 for 2 from the line. He had 6 points in that first half, and he hits the first free throw here. He now has 7 points. He can give the Bears a 3-point lead with a made free throw here with a minute 43 left to go in the third quarter. Second free throw's up. He canned them both. He is now 3 of 4 from the free throw line as the Bears show a little bit of a 1-2-1-1 look. Royals are able to get it into the front court. They find Grubbs. Grubbs, a little ball fake, lays it off the glass, no good. Majak's tip back is no good, and the rebound comes into the hands of Nigel Pack, and we'll have a whistle and a foul. And it'll go against the big man, Majak. That'll be his third. Will also be the third team foul for Southeastern with a minute 28. As now the Royals show a little bit of pressure, and now they'll back off and allow the Bears to bring it up to the front court. Edwards drives in the lane, tries to lay it off for Michael Turman. Turman will kick it out. Here's a shot, right side. The jumper, no good. And Majak's got the rebound off the miss by Xavier Del Real. And now we're going to have a timeout. Called by Lawrence Central. A 30-second timeout called by Spencer Calhoun as the Royals gave up the basketball there. It'll belong to the Bears. They lead 41-38 with a minute 10 left to go in this third quarter. A rather disjointed game. We've seen a lot of the ball on the court. Some good defense, some quick hands has been employed by Lawrence Central, but they've also not been able to hold on to the ball very well. Right now for the Royals, those fast hands have led to turnovers, and a few points in transition. Chris Grubbs has 19 points, all of them in the first half. He is scoreless here in the third quarter. Right now, Mabor Majak has 6 points in the quarter. It all comes from the free throw line. Had a Bradley Beeman 3, but the Royals trail by 3, 41-38. They trailed by 4 at the half. Driving right side, trying to get over Majak was Michael Turman, and as the Royals get it into the front court, they're called palming the basketball on Josh Fugate. And the turnover gives the ball back to the Bears. 57.9 seconds left to go third quarter. Bears up by 3. Travis Upshaw drives, tries to lay it up over the big man Majak, and Majak gets the rebound. He'll give it to Josh Fugate. Laid it up high, trying to get it over the big 7'1" freshman, but ends up being short. Here's Fugate for 3. Halfway down, comes back out, and the long arms of Majak, he gets it, puts it back up, puts it in. 8 points for Majak. That trims the deficit to 1 at 41-40. As we are under 20 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Playing for the final shot, Noah Jordan with the basketball, Nigel Pack with the basketball for the Bears. 7 seconds, 6, 5, now they get moving. Pack will just pull up, launch the 3, long off the iron, no good. Throwing back up. The basketball was Travis Upshaw on the rebound. He looks for the official for the foul, doesn't get the call. And that's the end of the third quarter of play. The Royals trailed by 4 at the end of the first half, and we'll go to the final quarter. They trail by 1 at 41-40. This is Southeastern basketball on Audio Sports Online. Welcome back to Hamilton Southeastern High School. Brian Scott with you on a cold January night for some hot Royals basketball action. JV game entering the fourth quarter. Southeastern trails 41-40. Neither team finding a whole lot of offense. For the Royals, the 7'1" freshman Mabor Majak had 8 of the 11 Royal points in that third quarter. 6 of those points came at the free throw line. They outscored the Bears 11-8 in the third quarter. They trail by 1 to begin the fourth and final quarter. It'll be Josh Fugate on the court, joined by Bradley Beeman, Chris Scrubs, Mabor Majak, and Cole Hornbuckle. That is the 5 out there for Coach Dave Merica's Royals, and hopefully looking to take a lead here to get the fourth quarter started. Fugate with the basketball. They find Grubbs from the free throw line. Shot might have been knocked away from the backside. Here come the Bears quickly up the court as Eric Edwards is joined by Xavier Del Rio, Nigel Pack. Left side, that's Travis Upshaw, and down low is Michael Turman. Pack, pull up from the right elbow. That's up, that's good. Nigel Pack with 9 points, his first points of the second half, and the lead is back to 3 for the Bears. Beeman picks up his dribble, leaves it to Hornbuckle. Left side to Fugate, they find Majak. Majak, little jumper, that's no good, but Grubbs with a weak side rebound, and it's knocked away from the backside by Pack. And Coach Calhoun will get a couple of his starters back into the lineup as Dwight Looney and Noah Jordan enter the lineup, and Xavier Del Rio and Michael Turman depart. Bears lead by 3, 43-40. 6-11 here in the fourth quarter. Inbound to Grubbs. He missed the shot, but the Royals are able to get the basketball. It might have been blocked from behind. There's a nice find from Majak. He finds Chris Grubbs, and Grubbs gets the bucket to make it once again a 1-point deficit. Grubbs now with 21 points here in this contest. He had 12 in the first quarter, 7 in the second. He was held scoreless as Majak gets the rebound on the missed shot. And Majak picks up the dribble. He goes left side to Beeman. Beeman's going to be hacked by Nigel Pack coming in the backside. Pack with his first 15 foul against the Bears. And Fugate will trigger the inbounds in front of the scorer's table. 43-42. Royals once again looking to see if they can take a lead, and they'll get it into Hornbuckle in the backcourt. Cole gets it across the timeline between the circles. Finds Fugate. 5:26 left to go. Here's Fugate. Runner in the lane. That's no good. Majak gets the rebound, tries to put it up. He'll get hacked, and he'll earn a trip to the free throw line. Jordan will be hit with his fourth personal 16 foul, and Majak, who is 6 of 6 from the free throw line, is there once again. That one's still too strong off the back iron. Substitution as Michael Turman returns, and he will come in for Noah Jordan, and Jordan still trying to get an explanation from the official. Also, Jake LaRavia, he'll come in. He'll replace Travis Upshaw. Meanwhile, Mabor, who had been perfect until that miss, can tie the game with a free throw here. That one rims out, no good, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it'll belong to Southeastern as both Michael Turman and Eric Edwards were fighting over the rebound. They'll say they knocked it out of bounds, and the Royals will have another shot here as they trail 43-42 with 5:19 left to go in this fourth quarter. They find Chris Grubbs. Grubbs to Majak. He'll lay it with the right hand. Shot no good. Gets his own rebound. That shot's too strong. Ball is loose, and it comes into the hands of Nigel Pack. And we'll have a whistle and a foul, and they're going to call it on Cole Hornbuckle. That's his fourth team foul against Southeastern, and the Bears will have the basketball as LaRavia looks to inbound, and he'll find Edwards, and Edwards will have it in the front court. Bears lead by 1 as we approach the 5-minute mark. Ball poked away, and now a whistle, and see who they call this on. Majak looked like he got all ball. We'll see if it's against. They'll call the foul on Josh Fugate. That's his third, 5th team foul. Matt Harris will come in. He'll replace Fugate. Fugate has 4 points, all from the free throw line in the first half. Meanwhile, the Bears have the basketball. They're up by 1. And this one's shot is up by Dwight Looney, contested by Chris Grubbs. And Grubbs might have got a piece of the body there, and we'll see what the foul goes on. And it will go on Chris. That's his second, team foul number 6. So both teams now will be, their next team foul will put the other team in the bonus as both teams have 6. Meanwhile, at the free throw line is Dwight Looney. He hits the first free throw. He'll have one more. Looney had 5 points in the first half. These 2 free throws give him 7. They make it a 3-point Bear advantage with 4:55 left to go in the fourth quarter. 1-2-2 press look as Harris finds Hornbuckle. Hornbuckle into the front court. Pull-up jumper is up and good by Cole Hornbuckle. His first points of the night. Turn it back into a 1-point deficit at 45-44. 4:35 left to go in the ball game. Edwards right side to LaRavia, back over to Edwards. As the Royals now set back into that 2-3 zone, and they is making a move to try to cut the 2 front men. Was Eric Edwards, and they're going to get Matt Harris with his 3rd personal, but more importantly, the 7th team foul against Hamilton Southeastern, and that's going to send Eric Edwards to the line with a 1-on-1 in effect. He hits the first, he will get the bonus. Edwards now 4 of 5 from the free throw line as Once again, they are looking over Mabor Majak's uniform. They have spotted blood on him occasionally through the day. They have taken him out of the game twice. Now they'll take him out for a third time with supposedly some blood on his uniform. And he will. Coach Dave Merica not very happy about it, but they're going to have to evidently clean him up. He's had to go to the locker room once already. And right now the trainer wants to know where is it because he can't find it. So a big discussion here about a uniform, and we've had a few uniform discussions tonight. Majak, who had 8 points in that third quarter, he's pretty much what kept the Royals in this contest. And they're going to evidently take him back to the locker room and see if they can clean him up once again. Brian Satterfield, who was actually down there at the end, he's going to go back with him, but this will be the third time tonight that Majak has had to leave the court to address a possible issue with a uniform, blood on his uniform. And he has actually had a very good game, especially here in the second half. And Coach Dave Merica not liking to see his big 7'1" freshman having to be taken out of the game, but he will have to leave, and Bradley Beeman will enter. Meanwhile, Eric Edwards, who hit the front end of a 1-and-1, has been waiting, and he will miss the back end as Grubbs has the rebound. Chris with the basketball into the front court, left side to Fugate. Royals trail by 2, and now timeout called by the Royals head coach Dave Merica. And he'll call a full timeout. With 4:14 left to go in this fourth quarter, Southeastern trails by 2 at 46-44. This is Southeastern basketball on Audio Sports Online. JV game, Varsity to follow here. And that game might be a little late starting. Probably are going to miss our 7:30 start time, as it is already about 6 after 7 right now, and we still have 4 minutes and 14 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. So might be a little late on the start here in the varsity contest. It has been a bit of a close affair here. Both teams been struggling a bit on the offensive side, and now we see Mabor Majak just coming in with a brand new jersey. He will come in with number 22, as evidently whatever the problem is, he looks like he's changed pants, and he looks like he's changed jersey, because those pants look a little shorter than they did when he went into the locker room. So he's evidently changed everything he can change to make sure that anything they saw has been eliminated. And he will now wear number 22 as we resume play, as it is Matt Harris with the basketball. Nice bounce pass, finds Cole Hornbuckle, and Hornbuckle lays it up and in. And that'll tie the game at 46 as we go under 4 minutes left to go in this fourth quarter. Here's Edwards, long-range three, top of the key is well short, as he airs that one out, and the ball will go back in the hands of Southeastern. We're tied at 46. Bears show full court pressure. They get it to Grubbs as the Bears will back off. Grubbs with the basketball gives it over to Matt Harris. Harris into the front court to Beeman. Bradley has had a three in each quarter. They find Chris Grubbs, and as soon as Grubbs gets the basketball, we have a whistle, and that'll be the 7th team foul on the Bears. Looney will pick up foul number 3, 7th team foul, and Chris Grubbs will go to the line. Chris has only attempted one free throw, and he made that in the second quarter. Chris has 21 points. And he hits the front end of the 1-and-1, so he will get the bonus, and that gives the Royals the lead at 47-46 with 3:31 left to go here in the fourth quarter. First lead for Southeastern since the first quarter. And Chris sinks them both. So Chris sinks both free throws. Royals up by 2 at 48-46. 23 points for Chris Grubbs as the Bears. Eric Edwards sends it back, looks to pick up a screen, gets some help, lobs it down on the pick and roll. The shot no good and comes down to the hands of Cole Hornbuckle. He'll find Josh Fugate. Fugate to Hornbuckle. Stops his dribble, sends it over to Chris Grubbs at the right wing. We're under 3 minutes left to play in regulation. Long range three by Fugate, no good. Edwards with a rebound for the Bears. He'll hand it over to Nigel Pack. The Bears only scored 8 points in the third quarter, and right now they only have 5 as that shot by Pack is left short, and Harris comes away with a rebound. Hornbuckle, left side, almost threw it away, but Bradley Beeman did get the basketball. Over to Grubbs. Royals lead 48-46, 2:17 left to go, fourth quarter. And Grubbs is going to be bodied up by Eric Edwards well away from the basket, and that's the 8th team foul for the Bears. So Grubbs at the line where he just made both ends of the 1-and-1. For Edwards, his first personal. That one hits back iron, no good, and the rebound. Fugate gets it, throws it off of the feet of Edwards to preserve the possession for Southeastern. And Majak thought he was going to go in. He will sit down at the end, but the Royals have the basketball. Up by 2, Grubbs to Harris. They swing it around. Fugate with the basketball to Harris between the circles. We're approaching the 2-minute mark left to go in this fourth quarter. Royals lead 48-46. Grubbs leaves it for Hornbuckle, bodied up in the lane, and they're going to call traveling on Hornbuckle. And the turnover will give the ball back to to Lawrence Central on the turnover by Southeastern. Meanwhile, Mabor Majak, he'll return as he is now wearing number 22. They have, as I mentioned earlier, changed just about everything that could be possibly wrong with his uniform and given him a new one. And Edwards will depart for head coach Spencer Calhoun. Travis Upshaw into the lineup for the Bears. They trail by 2. Do the Bears? They have the basketball. Pressure applied by Southeastern. And they'll send it right side where Noah Jordan will bring it into the front court for the Bears. Nigel Pack. Pack with the basketball, right-hand runner. That's no good. Gets his own rebound, sends it out to LaRavia. Over to Looney. Looney with the basketball. Loses it briefly. Pack is there, and as Pack gets it, he traveled with the basketball. Did a little bit of a pirouette without putting the ball back on the court, and he's called for traveling. Majak will depart. Hornbuckle will return. An offense-defense substitution for head coach Dave Marica, and the same will be made for Coach Spencer Calhoun as Noah Jordan departs and Eric Edwards comes in. Long outlet pass. There's Matt Harris. He'll race into the front court, and he'll lay it up and in. Royals catch the Bears sleeping, and Southeastern's lead is up to 4 at 50-46. Edwards to LaRavia. LaRavia back to Edwards. Edwards drives. Good help by Beeman. Now they'll swing it around. Here's Pack, right side. Edwards drives in the lane. Shot's rejected by Grubbs, but a whistle before the shot. And a foul is going to be called against Southeastern. It'll be the Royals' 8th team foul. And I believe Bradley Beeman will be hit with his first personal. That's going to send Eric Edwards to the line, and he will get 2 shots. Edwards hits the first. Donovan Wright in for the Bears. Meanwhile, Mabor Majak back in for the Royals for Cole Hornbuckle. And Edwards at the line for one more free throw. He can make this a 2-point game with a free throw, and he does. 50-48, a minute 5 left, 65 seconds. Royals have the basketball in the lead, and the ball is loose, and they'll say it went off of Chris Grubbs as Eric Edwards, applying some pressure, knocked it off of Grubbs' foot. And the Bears have the basketball, and now once again substitutions as Laravia and Jordan return. For the Royals, it is Harris, Beeman, Fugate, Grubbs, and Majak. 50-48, 60 seconds remain here in regulation. Nigel Pack with the basketball. He'll give it to Edwards. Edwards tries to feed it down low. Oh, and they'll say it went off of Noah Jordan. And the four Bears there at that end of the court all saw it differently, but that will belong to Southeastern. With 52.8 seconds remaining, and the Royals up by 2. This is Harris. Over to Fugate. Both teams with 8 team fouls. Fugate left side and throws it away. Coach Dave Marico looking for a bit of a hack foul there. Didn't get the call, and the ball goes back to the Bears. Once again, Majak in, Hornbuckle out. 37 seconds remain. Southeastern leads 50-48, and we're going to get a timeout call by the Bears. Spencer Calhoun, a full timeout. With 37 seconds remaining in this tight JV affair, the Royals trailed for the better part of 2 full quarters, took the lead here in the 4th, and they hang on by a precarious 2 points with 37 seconds, 50-48. Royals with 8 points, 9 points from Mabor Majak, 23 points from Chris Grubbs, and 9 points from Bradley Beeman. It's been a tough offensive night for most of the Royals tonight, but Grubbs provided most of the offense there in the first half, and Majak kept the Royals in the game there in the third quarter. Matter of fact, they managed to cut what was a 4-point deficit at the half down to 1, and they finally took the lead here in the fourth quarter. They lead by 2 with 37 seconds remain. Varsity game to follow about 20 minutes after the conclusion of the JV game, so keep it tuned to Audio Sports Online. As the crowd has been filling in for the varsity contest, the Hamilton Southeastern Pep Band is here tonight. Out of the timeout, it's Majak, Grubbs, Fugate, Beeman, and Harris. For the Royals, it is Upshaw, Edwards, Wright, Pack, and Laravia for the Bears. The Bears have the basketball, trailing by 2. And we are at 30 seconds left to go in the 4th. Pack with the basketball, looks, drives in, lays a right-hand runner, shot no good. Put back up on the putback by Travis Upshaw. We are tied at 50. Pressure applied, and now Chris Grubbs will call a timeout. Having trouble getting the ball inbounds on that pressure applied by the Bears. And it'll be a full timeout for Coach Dave Marica. That should leave him with 1 30-second timeout remaining. We're tied at 50 with 18.6 seconds remaining here in regulation. Pack unable to get the shot, but there was Travis Upshaw for the putback. Upshaw has 12 points for the Bears. And he leads all Bears scores. And as I mentioned, 23 points for Chris Grubbs. He leads all scores. So we'll see what the Royals draw up here out of the timeout. For the Bears, they will have Edwards, Looney, Pack, Jordan, and Upshaw. Grubbs. It'll be Grubbs, Hornbuckle, Harris, Beeman, and Fugate. 1-1 is in effect for both teams. Here's Harris, right side to Hornbuckle. Hornbuckle loses it, gives it to Grubbs. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will belong to Southeastern with 8.1 seconds remain. Tied at 50, and now timeout for Southeastern. I believe that'll be a 30-second timeout, and that'll be the last timeout. And that'll be the final timeout for Coach Dave Merica. The Bears, they have 2 fulls and a 30-second timeout remaining. Both teams with 8 team fouls, so the 1-1 is in effect. 8.1 seconds remain in regulation. We are tied at 50 from Hamilton Southeastern High School. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for joining us. Royals basketball and audio sports online. Good JV game, varsity game to follow. The varsity team waiting at the end of the court to take the court. But we still have some unfinished business here as the clock, as I mentioned, shows 8.1 seconds remain. Majak on the court with Grubbs, Beeman, Fugate, and Harris. Beeman will trigger the inbounds, and they won't put anybody on him. Here's Fugate. Top of the key. 3. That's too long. Grubbs taps it out. Here comes the Bears, and a whistle. And an inadvertent whistle. Evidently, the official called, had an inadvertent whistle. And right now, the Bears are going to go ahead and call timeout, I guess. But they will say that they will be able to take it out in the front court. So the Bears will have the basketball. 2.3 seconds remain on the clock. And they will inbound the ball from the front court, according to the official. Now, don't know if the official whistled too early, too late. A lot of confusion, especially by the Lawrence Central coaching staff. But the Bears will be inbounding from the front court in a game tied at 50 with 2.3 seconds remaining. So we'll see how they play this. That full timeout leaves Spencer Calhoun with a full and a 30 remaining. Coach Dave Merica has used up all his timeouts. Beeman, Harris, Fugate, Grubbs, and Majak will stay out on the court. It'll be Peck, Edwards, Jordan, Looney, and Laravia on the court for the Bears. They'll put Majak on the inbounder as the big 7'1" freshman will try to deny the inbound. Pack still looking. He finds Laravia. Laravia, he goes underneath, and the shot blocked by Majak. Looking for the whistle, didn't get it, are the Bears, and we're headed to overtime. They found underneath Dwight Looney. Looney stared into the face of the big 7'1" freshman. Majak got a piece of the ball, and almost for a minute there, it looked like both teams were expecting a whistle. It never came, and instead we will head to overtime. Our score after regulation, we are tied at 50. This is Southeastern basketball on ASO. Welcome back to Hamilton Southeastern High School. Brian Scott with you. The JV game? Nope, not quite done yet. We are headed to overtime with our score tied at 50. Royals trailed for a good portion of the middle portion of this contest. They trailed by 4 at the half. They trailed by 1 at the end of 3 quarters. Took a lead in the 4th quarter, and we end regulation with the game all tied up at 50. Chris Grubbs in this contest has 23 points. Mabor Majak has 9 points. Or 8 points, excuse me. And he'll jump center, and they will tip it back, and Bradley Beeman will chase it down. So it'll be Beeman, Fuge, Grubbs, Harris, and Majak on the court for Coach Dave Marica. We'll set up the Bears lineup in a second. I can tell you it's got Laravia, Edwards, Jordan Looney, and Pack. Majak over to Beeman. Beeman for 3. That's short in the corner. Rebounded, traced down by Edwards of the Bears. He's into the front court, leaves it off for Laravia, and Laravia gets the basket. And the Bears take the lead 52-50 as we are just underway in overtime, 3-minute overtime. Grubbs drives in the lane and has the shot partially blocked, and it comes down to the hands of Pack as the Bears have the basketball. Oh, nice little ball fake. Runner is up and good by Pack. And quickly the Bears score the first 4 points in overtime to lead by 4 as we approach the 2-minute mark. Beeman with the basketball. Right side over to Matt Harris. Harris gets around a Beeman screen and now backs up. 54-50, a minute 50 left to go in overtime. Here's Fugate, drives, throws it up, no good. Majak with the rebound. His putback is short. Ball is loose underneath. Chris Grubbs gets it. We're going to have a whistle and a foul called underneath. Both teams with 18 fouls, and this foul is going to go against, I believe, Eric Edwards. Nope, called Noah. That's Noah Jordan, and that is foul number 5 for Noah Jordan. 19 foul. Jordan will have to depart. They will bring Travis Upshaw in. So Jordan leaves with 4 points. He has fouled out. And Cole Hornbuckle will come in. He'll come in for Mabor Majak. Meanwhile, Chris Grubbs will be at the line shooting a 1-and-1. Grubbs is 3 of 4, making 4 of 5 from the free throw line. As he got the front end, everybody raced back, but he'll have the bonus. Second free throw up, hits front iron, gets the roll. And the 2 free throws make it a 2-point game at 54-52 with a minute 37 left to go in the first overtime. And now a whistle and a timeout called by Lawrence Central. A full timeout. Royals have a timeout. They get one here in the overtime. So it will be both teams, the Bears will have 2 timeouts. The Royals have 1 timeout remaining. And Southeastern trails 54-52 with a minute 34 left to go in the first overtime. Varsity game to follow about 20-25 minutes after the conclusion of this contest, as the crowd files in and enjoys the conclusion of what's been it's been a bit disjointed at times, but it's been fast-paced. Seen some good play by Chris Grubbs in the first half. Mabor Majak has had some moments here in the second half, and pretty balanced scoring all around for the Bears. But the offense has been a little tough to come by here lately. Southeastern outscored Lawrence Central 10-9 in that fourth quarter. We ended up with a game knotted up at 50, and with a minute 34 left to go in overtime, the Bears lead the Royals 54-52, and they'll get it into the backcourt. Well, Nigel Pack will bring it up front, and he will be picked up by Bradley Beeman. Right side, this is Edwards. Edwards up top to Looney, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul, and it looks like this one might go. It's going to be called against Lawrence Central. That'll be the 10th team foul, so double bonus is in effect. Dwight Looney is fouled out. So the second Bear has fouled out. Noah Jordan fouled out just a minute ago, and now Dwight Looney has fouled out for Coach Spencer Calhoun. And at the line will be Matt Harris, who has 4 points tonight, but these two free throws could tie the game if he can sink them both. Double bonus in effect throughout the rest of this contest as Harris sinks the first free throw. Royals have 18 fouls. And again, that foul on Looney was the 10th team foul against the Bears. Second free throw, that's long. Ball ping-ponged up and into the hands of Turner. He gives it to Edwards. Edwards, his shot, no good. Grubbs with a rebound. He'll outlet it. The Royals have numbers. Fugate, he'll lay it up. That shot's no good, and they're going to call goaltending with a hand in the cylinder. Count the bucket by Josh Fugate. Now on the goaltend, and a very important call as that gives the Royals the lead at 55-54. A minute 10 left to go in overtime number 1. And the Royals have the lead. The Bears have the basketball as we approach 60 seconds left to play in overtime. Pack with the basketball, drives in the lane, poked away, and Pack reclaims the basketball, gets it to Laravia, over to Edwards. Under a minute left to play. Edwards loses it, ball in the court, and now a whistle, and going to have a foul called against Southeastern. It's going to go against Cole Hornbuckle. His second, team foul number 9, and that's going to put Eric Edwards on the line, shooting the 1-and-1. Mabor Majak getting ready to check back in for Coach Dave Marica. 48.7 seconds remain as Edwards hits the front end of the 1-and-1. He'll get the bonus. Majak in, Hornbuckle out. We're tied at 55. 48.7 seconds remain. And Edwards with one more free throw. He cans them both to give the Bears the lead at 56-55. Michael Turman will come in. He'll come in for Jake Laravia. Royals trail by a point. They get the ball into Matt Harris. 45 seconds remain in this overtime period. Harris gets it into the front court. He'll set up the offense. Gets by Grubbs, who was... And now they'll get a closely guarded 5 seconds call as keeping tight watch on Matt Harris was Eric Edwards, and the Bears get the call in the 5 seconds. And they'll get the basketball with a 1-point lead. Majak out, Hornbuckle in for Coach Dave Marica. 56-55 in favor of the Bears. The next Southeastern foul will put the Bears in the double bonus. Pack into the front court. They'll send it to Edwards. Edwards thought about the three, but is more content to let time come off the clock. Edwards can dribble this out. He'll give it over to Travis Upshaw, and finally Josh Fugate, I believe, is going to commit the foul to stop the clock. For Fugate, foul number 4, 10th team foul. Both teams now in the double bonus. And Travis Upshaw at the line, shooting 2 with the double bonus in effect. 56-55. It'll be a one-possession game no matter how you look at it. Should the Royals get the basketball back as Upshaw misses the first free throw. Second free throw upcoming. Royals will need to box out should he miss this one. He made it. It is a 2-point game with 15.2 seconds, and Coach Dave Marica calls his lone remaining timeout to set up the offense as the Royals trail 57-55 with 15.2 seconds remaining in overtime. So we'll see how they set this up. Most of the Royals' damage here in the second half has been from the free throw line. They have not gotten many chances from the field, and the chances they have had, they haven't made much of them. In the third quarter alone, 6 of their 11 points came from the free throw line, and they went to the line numerous times in the fourth quarter, but only converted 2 out of 5. They are 3 of 4 from the free throw line here in the overtime period, and they need a pair now. Both teams in the double bonus, 57-55. That's our score. 15.2 seconds remain in overtime. I'm Brian Scott. If you're waiting for the varsity game, you're going to have a little bit longer of a wait as the JV game has not yet concluded. It is Grubbs, Hornbuckle, Beeman, Fugate, and Harris. That's the 5 on the court. They'll get it to Beeman. 14 seconds remain, and leave it off to Fugate. He'll get it across the timeline under 10 seconds. Beeman to Fugate. Fugate steps into a 3. That one's short. Rebounded by the Bears. Eric Edwards with 1.4 seconds remaining, and that should just about do it. Fugate with a good look, just left it a little short on the 3. Grubbs will be hit with his third personal, and Eric Edwards at the line where he needs both of these to fully seal this game. Right now the Bears lead by 2, and he missed the front end of the first of the double bonus. So the Royals still have a chance, but they have no timeouts remaining and 1.4 seconds left on the clock. Edwards' second free throw is good. It's a 3-point game. Hornbuckle to Grubbs. Three-quarter shot. Court shot is no good, and that is the end of the basketball game. Final score, the Bears beat the Royals 58-55. I have some final numbers for you in just a moment. This is Royals basketball on ASO. Brian Scott back at Hamilton Southeastern High School, where the JV game has just concluded and the Royals fall to the Bears in overtime, 58-55. Let's give you some final numbers on tonight's game. Leading all scorers with 25 points, Chris Grubbs, 9 points, from Bradley Beeman, all from behind the arc. 8 points from Mabor Majak, the majority of that from the free throw line. He was 6 of 8 from the free throw line. 6 points for Josh Fugate. 5 points for Matt Harris, 2 points for Cole Hornbuckle. DeLynn Hooks and Brandon Miller played. They did not score. For the Lawrence Central Bears, they were led by 14 points from Eric Edwards, 13 points from Travis Upshaw, 9 points from Jake Laravia, 7 points from Nigel Pack, 5 points from Dwight Looney, 4 points from Noah Jordan, Travis Rogers, Xavier Del Rio, Donovan Wright, and Michael Turman. They all played. They did not score. Took overtime, but the Bears win the JV game. Now on to varsity action. We'll be joining you back in about 15 minutes. Get you ready for the Bears and the Royals. This is Hamilton Southeastern basketball on Audio Sports Online.